Well, welcome back to Gabbing Geek, your kind of weekly podcast about movies and TV and science fiction and fantasy and video games and board games and all things geeky. This is episode 62. Civil War is almost here. Because it's true. If you've looked on a calendar, if you've seen, the movie is almost here. It's a little over a week away. We're very excited, and so we're going to do a little build up to Civil War, talk some Civil War stuff, and some other geeky subjects as well. Now, not with us on this week's Blabcast. Well, my name is Ryan Garcia. First, because I always forget to say that unless I write it down, and I did write it down. But not with us this week is Jenny, living it up in South Beach, Newman. She is not here.
What a life! What a life!
I know.
I negotiated billions of dollars in deals, and I never could travel. She travels all over the world.
No, that's not true. You got to go to Boston in the winter, and I think that's that's pretty much the same thing as going to the South Beach ever.
I'm going next week, and it's still winter there. I think
it probably is. And then, by the way, if you didn't know who was talking and drinking wine, that was William, still staying 100 yards away from the playground, Watson.
That's not my choice. That's not my choice.
We know, but choice is an illusion. Also with us is Tom, still totally invisible Kelly. We've got the improved audio, but otherwise he's totally phased through. He's in his shadow cat mode, so we're just going to listen.
That joke does not resonate with the podcasters. They think we're invisible, right?
But it totally resonates with the people watching on Blab, which are the four of us, and also there's Mike the Monk. We have an actual monk.
Welcome, Mike the Monk.
Watching. Yes. That's great. And you'll notice Mike the Monk will not be saying anything during this Blabcast because he's a monk.
Won't even chat.
Yeah.
Won't even chat.
It's kind of one of the easier things to do. And then if you're actually watching the video or listening in, what a treat. With us for the first time joining the live podcast and not via a laptop that was kind of over to the side of the corner is Jimmy the Canadian Impossible. Welcome, Jimmy.
Hey, thank you.
Wow. Decked out in your total Captain America gear. You've got a target on your chest. You've got a poster on your wall, which is impressive.
And you're Canadian!
He's also drinking Corona.
And that's one of those rare metric-sized posters that they actually use in Canada. So very cool stuff. Let's get into it.
Although the A on Captain America's head is just EH in Jimmy's world.
Now, it's true in Canada.
That was a witty joke, and you know it.
Good job.
Now, is it true, Jimmy, that in Canada he doesn't have a shield? He just has a large hockey puck that he throws at people and it bounces back and he knocks people's teeth out.
Mine was better.
Yeah,
mine was better.
That is not true. No,
Jimmy, you should tell those losers to stop throwing around stereotypes like that.
All right. Well, let's head into, as we always like to cover, our geekiest news of the week, or GNO. We've got this is where we talk about some of the geekiest news that's out there and all the latest news, because you know that you haven't heard anything that's going on. You've just been waiting for our podcast to hear it. No, I don't know. It's just something for us to talk about. Let me start off with the one downer note, and then we'll just get it out of the way. Which is, I don't know if you guys know this. Prince died. Not many people covered it. There wasn't a lot of attention to this story. But
is that Prince Charles or William?
No.
Prince Charming, I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to figure out how disrespectful that talk is right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yes, it was. It was quite a shock, right? He'd had some very sudden health stuff. And this is more of a music kind of subject, and people that are into music, of course, there's plenty of better tributes out there than we'll do. But the one thing that I wanted to bring up, and one way that I thought it resonated, at least with fellow geeks, was, Prince did the soundtrack, the original Tim Burton, Michael Keaton Batman. And it was one of the coolest movie soundtracks that was ever made. And at least for someone like me who is not very into music, I didn't collect a lot of CDs. I had the occasional tapes and all those things. With the Batman soundtrack was really pretty groundbreaking for its time, right? For like a mainstream movie, for a single artist to do the entire soundtrack, not the score, but the soundtrack, like all the songs to it. That's pretty rare. And then the way that he did it, it was basically a concept album right? Like all of the songs were about parts of the movie. They incorporated dialogue and then they were used in the movie. But then he took bits of every single song and put it together to make Bat Dance, which was the main song that got like all the radio play. And so I remember listening to the soundtrack the first time and realizing that he had done this, right? That all the songs actually worked together. And my little, know nothing about music mind was blown. And so, I thought that was a good, at least geek angle to Prince's passing. So, even though he's gone, he has left us with some awesome, awesome Batman music. And you know what? I've been listening to it actually this past weekend. It's still pretty good. I don't know if you guys have heard it in a while, but that's a good soundtrack.
Yeah. The Bat Dance video was quite memorable as well.
That's right. Yeah. All good stuff.
So I mean, I mean, this was a big one. So the way I know Tom Kelly is back in 2000 or so, we started posting back before Facebook, we used message boards to talk to people, right? And crazy. I mean, it was like, and we had a group, Bianca, one of our listeners, she was on it. I think basically half of our listening audience was on those message boards. Not a reflection of the message boards, just how small our audience is. But Tom and I had a running bit, right? And so when a celebrity would die, we would all rush to either the television or the comic or the movie board or whatever and post kind of an obituary. And Tom was a critic of this, right? And Tom was like, seriously, you really need one for the person who was the supporting actor on Three's Company for 2 seasons, right? I mean, like, Tom had quality control on who he thought was obit worthy. Tom, you have to admit.
Well, I remember I think the one I finally lost on was Isabel Sanford. And I was like, really? Were you that big a fan of the Jeffersons?
She was the female lead. What? I mean, come on now. But Tom, you have to admit, Prince is obit worthy. I mean, he is huge. This was a big pass.
Prince is very obit worthy.
He knocked Donald Trump off of CNN.
And for that alone, I thank him.
Right. What was the meme? He knocked Donald Trump off CNN and put music back on MTV.
Right. That was his final gift to the world. Life,
yeah. That's right.
And gave us a pretty darn good sketch from the Chappelle Show.
Mm-hmm.
He did. And
all of your friends
Charlie Murphy
on Facebook by now.
Charlie Murphy.
Yeah, and so many great stories about it too. I don't know if you haven't seen, go onto YouTube and look up the Jimmy Kimmel story about playing ping pong with Prince. I'm not going to say anything more about it because it's like
is here.
It's like, oh hell, well, welcome, Alex. But it's like a 9-minute story, which seems a little bit long for YouTube, but really worth it. Great, fantastic story. So, but hey, thank you, Prince, for the Batman soundtrack. And if you did other geeky stuff, then great. I don't know, music.
Dressed in purple. It was awesome.
Yeah. There you go. Watson, what do you have for your geekiest news? I heard there was something you actually watched on a rectangular screen in your house. What?
It's television. But it's not television. It's HBO. Right? Yeah. So I think
they're not a sponsor, right? You don't have to say that.
No. Well, I mean,
maybe they will be.
Ever since the Audible money dried up. Yeah. So I actually watch one television show, right? I mean, I Family Guy, American Dad, I have those on in the background, but I mean, like, I literally turn my phone off and watch one show only. I actually pay for a channel for 2.5 months for one show, and it's Game of Thrones.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, Game of Thrones. No. I'm surprised. Okay. All right.
I haven't even finished Jessica Jones. I watched one episode this weekend to try to, I'm trying to eventually, by the time season 2 comes out, I'll be done. But Game of Thrones, that is since the great show that was Lost, Game of Thrones is Breaking Bad. There was Breaking Bad the last season. This is the only show I watch weekly. I watch it at the time it airs. And basically Sunday night it airs. I watch it Sunday night. That's I don't want to get spoiled, especially now because they have moved past the books, and I don't know what's going to happen. Right? I've always felt like a psychic because I'm like, okay, I know what's going to happen. But about two-thirds through last season, they went off the reservation. They are on George R.R. Martin's notes. And
really, off the reservation, you couldn't say North of the Wall. You couldn't go with, I mean. I'm disappointed in you. Drink more. Take a drink.
They're in the Great Dothraki Sea, right?
No, there you go. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, no. So good episode. The quality's holding up. Ryan, you gave up a while back. Jimmy, you're not into it?
I've only watched one episode.
Not great commentary. Then Jimmy, just take your drinks, okay? Tom, you're one season back, right?
No, I'm completely caught up. I watched it.
You watched last night, okay? Or 2 nights Sunday. Yeah, so quality held up. We're starting to see some new stuff. It was a little funnier in parts. Like they actually added a little bit of kind of jokey humor. I was surprised, but off to a great start. I think.
And then they just stabbed the comedian, right?
So. Oh no! There was a lot of deaths, right? I can't tell you who because eventually one day you will catch up. I know.
Well,
right?
If you say who, Jimmy will not know who you're talking about. That will.
That's true. Yeah, that person like. Jimmy's like
Sean Bean. He's still there, right?
Stark guys.
They killed Hogarth. I couldn't believe that Hogarth the Indestructible was beheaded.
Not Hedwig. Not Hedwig. Oh, so
Jimmy,
sad.
Jimmy, these new characters, they all just got wolves. You know, it's like
that one guy they called a human testicle. They took him out.
What?
Well, I have no idea how a human testicle entered the conversation, but
I prefer to be the trashiest person here, Tom. Please watch it.
No, wait, I want to know because Watson, you watched it on streaming, right? Or did you? So
you saw me tweeting. I think that was the most favorited tweet I ever got, right? Because I have HBO now. I don't actually have HBO through cable. I have an HBO now. I get on there, I turn on my Xbox and my Apple TV. I tried both, and it wouldn't stream. It kept saying, there was some glitch that somebody coded the US wrong. Okay, HBO, your buddy, tell him he needs to fire somebody, okay, Ryan? Because basically, apparently, I know Texas wants to secede, but we haven't done it yet, so I'm still in the United States despite what my Apple TV and Xbox told me. However, I am smarter than the average bear. I figured out that I could work it on my phone. So bears are dumb. So I have it on my phone. I had it on my phone streaming, and I'm like, damn it! There is a 55-inch TV on my wall, and I'm watching it on a 5-inch phone.
Just hold it closer. It's the same thing. No.
I have an Apple TV, so I'm able to stream what's on my phone to my TV. So I'm pulling it down through my phone, broadcasting it across my living room to my TV, watching it on my TV. Take that, HBO.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was funny that I think because HBO Now is what you had, and you were calling HBO Later with your joke.
Right.
And that's the service where if you just subscribe to that, like the streaming option, you get that. But the other one is HBO Go, where if you actually subscribe to the channel, you get that as a streaming service as well. And HBO Go had Game of Thrones the minute that it was on. It worked flawlessly.
Good for that.
I'm giving them $15 and cutting out the cable. Mine is worth more to them. I'm paying more, and it's going directly to them. Actually, Apple takes a little cut.
Yeah, you're second class. That's all I'm saying.
I made it work.
Yeah,
I made it work.
I did not go on for Game of Thrones, but I did go on right after for Silicon Valley, and I watched it through the streaming. So that
ironically, here's the funny thing: is I later realized this was HBO free week, and I got to just turn on HBO.
The kicker, it was already on your giant TV.
Okay, I'll be honest. I realized that just right now. I just realized that.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. To a great start.
Watson, you knew that Cinemax was free, so you were watching something else in the background.
Oh, I subscribe to Cinemax now. Okay, so honestly, who subscribes to Cinemax now? Okay, who gets off on softcore when the access of the world is on your? I mean, like, I'm sorry, I'm past Red Shoe Diaries. Okay, there's got to be a midget involved now for me.
Classic. Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, that was fun.
You to think lower.
Tom, did you like the episode? Give it a out of 10. How many?
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Wow.
What happened to that guy's?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got 9 out of 10 surprising deaths. Oh, spoiler. No, it's Game of Thrones. Yeah, I thought it was great. Good stuff.
I have a question for Watson or Tom.
Yeah.
How faithful is the show to the books? I know that Walking Dead is quite different. Like they try to mix up the deaths who dies is different. Is the book and the show pretty much the same?
I would say so. I mean, there's some deviations. Death's usually only the minor characters they tweak. I've never been offended by any of the like, oh my God, how could you keep that guy? You did it just because he's a big actor or he's popular, or why did you kill that? You know, like I've never had that moment. There's been a couple where they're extraneous characters that they're still alive in the books and we killed them off, or vice versa. But they made a couple of choices that made sense. Like, I mean, this is not really a spoiler, but like at one point, Arya is kind of the serving, like she's in disguise and she's one of the main characters. She's in the books. It's like this kind of no-name character. She's kind of working for him as kind of the serving wench or boy. She's dressed as a boy. They changed that to make it the father of some of the main characters, and it just really worked better for it. Like it gave more screen time to a more interesting character. I've never actually said, "Oh my," and I'm a big fan of the books. I've never said, "Oh my God, that's not what was in the books." I thought all the changes they've made, and they've stayed very true, but all the changes they've made have been pretty good. Tom, thoughts?
Season 1 is, for the most part, very faithful to the first novel.
Yes.
If there were changes to be made, I would say it was more budgetary than anything else. They couldn't afford to hire that many actors. I mean, even a show with as big a budget as Game of Thrones has its limits. I usually say you can tell when they have lots of lack of money when suddenly people are on foot instead of on horseback.
Yeah, well, and they cut the giant war that the entire first book is building up to towards the end, right? Mm-hmm. It just like ends and people wake up. It was over. That to me was the biggest shock. Like, because I watched season 1 and half of season 2, and I was really looking forward to how are they going to do the war, because that was a huge moment. And here's how they did it. Oh, we woke up and it's over. And oh, what happened? I'm in a phase, And yeah.
It works well, though. I mean,
the further they've gone, the less faithful they have been in general. And part of that is there are certain characters from the novels that just have not and probably will not appear on the show. Hello to Brian Barajas. I don't know if I said that right.
Barajas. Come on.
Hello.
It's like Texas.
That's it. Cut his video.
Dang. What we going to do now?
So you guys are liking it. I may get back into it, especially because if I ever want to see how this thing ends, because we know we're not getting in books ever. So, may as well at this point.
Ryan, bold prediction. Actually, everybody, bold prediction. Will book 6 ever be published?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jimmy got yes?
Yeah.
Jimmy's got yes. You think book 6? Tom?
Yeah. I've said yes like 3 times.
Okay, I think, hold on. Will book 6
even if George R. R. Martin dies, they'll publish the book. They'll just say, it's like half of the Tolkien books.
So if that's the standard, I think all 7 will be published, even if somebody else writes book 7. Like I think that basically there'll be a ghostwriter. Like Louis L'Amour is still publishing books. He died in the 80s. He's an old Western writer.
Yeah, they can just novelize the scripts from the TV show.
Right. But I mean, I think. I'm not sure that book 6 will be published before he dies. Like that's how down on him I am. Book 7, 0 chance.
You're saying that you would have taken George R. R. Martin over Prince in a death pool?
I would have, yes.
Wow, that's heartless.
Funny thing though, like when Prince died, it made me sad for 2 reasons. 1, he was a musical legend. 2 is like I saw he was 57. I'm like, there's no way he's 57. He's got to be in his 40s. Then I realized I was in my 40s, and that made me very sad.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my Game of Thrones wrap up.
You've got like 16 years, or conversely, you can look at it as you have about 10 hit albums to go before you die. Good news.
I can make it. I think I can make
it. Start practicing with your kazoo.
That's right.
All right. Well, Jimmy, did you have a news story, or should we just move on to our Civil War talk?
I had a story.
Tom had one. Yeah.
Oh, Tom had one? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's because you can't see him. He's not.
I can't. I know you were waving at the camera. Wait, me, and we can't see it. Tom,
see what happens when you cut my video? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the obligatory Jenny's not here story because she'd totally be covering this one if she were. So today is, I've been told, Alien Day, and Reebok decided to make some replica Ellen Ripley sneakers as similar to.
Oh wait, I want to know if Watson knows why it's Alien Day, because we discussed it before you came on, and Jimmy and I already knew. Tom now knows. You know what? Yeah.
426. I got nothing.
Got nothing?
Is
Jimmy,
it
you wanna
because
hit 'em up?
Trump didn't build the wall? Is that why it's Alien
Yeah,
Day?
that's exactly it. That's exactly
Okay,
it. That makes every day Alien Day.
Why I live in Texas. Every day is
There you go.
Give me why is today Alien Day?
LV 426 was the name of the planet that they were on. And
Alien! Oh, literally alien, like aliens. Okay,
Yeah,
I
like the
thought it was
franchise.
generically ET. Okay, so yeah, the LV. That's Roman numerals. Okay, got it.
No,
not
not
as
the LV.
interesting as you
It's
might
the
think.
It's
426.
426 part.
April 26th.
4 month.
Well, anywho,
And
Yeah,
moving
I get it.
on.
That's Roman numerals, right?
So
No, okay. I'm sorry. I just spilled wine on my computer.
Oh, it's now working better. All right. All right. So sorry. So Alien Day and shoes.
yes, Reebok decided to market some Ellen Ripley replica shoes, like Sigourney Weaver wore in I think it was the second movie, and they made these shoes replicas of a powerful feminist hero, only available in men's sizes.
I wish Jenny
I
was
really
on
wish
right
Jenny was
now.
here. This is such a Jenny story because we could hear the Jenny rage. Now, there's different kinds of rages. The Ryan rage when he realizes he's paid to see Jurassic World. The Watson rage when he realizes he left the TV on, was actually paying attention. The Jimmy rage when Jimmy never gets mad. I don't know what that's all about.
No,
I'm
when you
Canadian.
leave the hyphen out of Spider-Man.
Oh, yes. That's bad.
That's
always bad.
true. That's true.
Punctuation rage. Got it. Okay. But this would have been great Jenny rage. I think you'd all agree to that.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, the sizes they had initially available were men's sizes 8 to 12. Now, I'm a size 13, so I was also out of luck. But a woman's size is basically a size 8 is a woman's 10. And the 8s and the 12s apparently sold out very quickly. Now, Sigourney Weaver herself apparently is only a size 10, so she couldn't even get a pair of these shoes because the smallest size they would have was a woman's size 11.
That's awesome.
They didn't make a custom
Apparently
Ripley
not.
for Ripley. I don't believe it. You can
Well,
believe it or
certainly
not.
not
I
Nike with
see
the
what you did there.
Back
See
to
what
the
I did there?
Future.
Did you-
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
So
Well done.
now Reebok apparently, when reached for comment,
No.
said something
No,
about
Back
the
to the
demand just
Future.
wasn't there for women's shoes after Ellen Ripley.
Target says the same
Yeah,
thing
they're
every
the
time there's a
same
toy option.
What they meant by that they were
classics or something on their website.
No, you misheard it. They said that you heard that they were marketing to the demand. Actually, they were marketing to the man. That was what the yeah.
Oh,
So
dumb
that's just how it
man.
worked.
I sometimes do those
Nice.
podcast
That's
reaction
terrible.
columns. I want Jenny to do the podcast reaction just for this story.
Ooh, that's a good call. That's a good call.
Jenny,
Yeah.
if you're out there,
Newly updated at gabbinggeek.com. Ryan,
Oh, yeah,
Jenny as well.
getting the site.
Yeah, no,
you're
Jenny's
up
done more than I.
yeah.
I'm just trying to get links to work. Yeah.
I've
Tell
done
me
a
you-
lot.
you-
I've
you
done
couldn't
a lot
even
of
read
stuff on this.
You couldn't even read the discussion about it anymore. You just
I
said,
couldn't
I can't
even-
even read this. We know.
I actually
We
checked
saw
out.
that.
left channel, yes.
I left. Oh, you get the notice. I didn't know you got those notices.
No,
I thought I was
sir. No,
sneaking off in the
sir.
middle of the night.
Well, that's
I should've just
that
left
is a
the
great
money on
story
the
about the shoes.
nightstand.
I also do wonder. I mean, since Nike's making the self-lacing shoes like those Back to the Future, did they have some women's sizes for a male character? That would be the ultimate kind of doing it right in the face of this one. But let's also be honest. I don't remember Ripley's shoes from Aliens.
The only reason I knew about them all is I actually saw a picture of Sigourney Weaver from back in the day when she made the dang movie. So
Okay, so
You know
you're
why
a
I
guy.
don't notice
Yeah,
shoes?
yeah, exactly.
Because I'm a man.
But the Back to the Future
And that's why
shoes
they
we
make
actually
shoes for
remembered,
me.
right? Like, yeah. So that's
what
the
lazy bum
Sure,
doesn't
yeah,
want
yeah.
self-tying
We
sneakers?
referenced them in
yeah.
the greatest
Uh,
episode of Gabbing Geek
Actually, it's
ever.
tied with all the other 61
The Back to the Future
before this
episode.
one.
No, Jimmy said it was by far the worst.
All right. Well, hey, good news, good geeky news. Let's then move on to what really is in the header, which is that, hey, we only have, 9 days until Civil War hits theaters, because, lots of Thursday night showings. So, I thought that it would be nice. Here is our time to actually think about what's going on in the movie. Maybe make some predictions as to what we think will happen, because they can't be spoilers because we have no clue. We have not seen the movie. So, there's no spoilers. But if you want to avoid even people who have no idea what they're talking about the movie, then first, why were you even watching this? But second, then now would be the time to pause your audio, go grab a tasty beverage, and come back in a few minutes when we're totally, saying the same things anyway. All right, so let's kick it off. Watson, you actually have a list of questions for us. All right, let's see.
I
these,
do.
Or hear them. Either one.
Okay. Well, first, before we get into kind of the game, the predictions, we like our games around here. Let's just kind of go around the horn and kind of give your thoughts, your anticipations. We've had a good comic book movie earlier in Deadpool. We've had a stinker in Bat Soup. Are you excited by this one? Where does it rank in the level of excitement of kind of, geek franchise movies? Kind of give your geek tingles. What's going on? Jimmy, how much are you looking forward to this one? Will you actually go out of your cabin in deep Moose Country, Canada to see this one within
the first 2 weeks? Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town when it opens. I'm quite pissed about that, but
Jimmy, they have theaters.
I don't know that I'll be
town.
in any state to watch it at something, but
I like that. A Canadian too drunk.
He's going to a hockey convention. All right,
will not see a Captain America movie while he is in America.
That's right. I have to see a Canadian movie.
Protest, right? So you'll see it early. This one will be one you'll go out and see, though, right?
Well, all the quote DC movies or whatever it is that they're making. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have, yeah.
I thought you didn't see Bat Suit.
He wrote a review right after my review.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry.
It was on.
Was it on Gabbing Geek? I must have missed it.
And Jimmy's the one here in the Cap shirt with the Cap poster. Should definitely have that.
So
yep.
Looking strong. So relative to other. So this one is it okay? Below episode 7 for sure, right? Is it like Avengers? Avengers, Age of Ultron, is it up there with kind of the anticipation of those? Not that Ultron was that
I'd say
great,
it's up there with
Ultron.
Hopefully, it's better than Age of Ultron. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Getting good reviews so far.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very
Tom Kelly,
I already have my ticket. I'm going to go see it at the Yonkers Draft House with a coworker and his girlfriend. So made an outing of it. I'm going to introduce them to the wonders of the Alamo Draft House. In the state we live in, as opposed to the state you live in. So
nice.
I'm really looking forward to it. I hope it's as good as the reviews are saying. We've been burned by mediocre. Well, not mediocre, but at least disappointing Marvel sequel that we were really looking forward to about this time last year. So I'm hoping that the Russo brothers can repeat their earlier success.
That
might be a good indicator for the quality of Avengers Infinity War.
We'll see.
We're gonna get the Black Panther. We're gonna get Spider-Man.
Nicely done.
Sing it out. My anticipation is officially at a 10.
Ryan, what about you?
I am very much looking forward to this. I was not as much looking forward to the second one, and it blew me away. So this is, something I'm and really the indication was, as much as I didn't have high expectations for Bat Soup, but I didn't even buy a ticket to it for opening weekend, right? And then it sold out, because I just didn't think I would have the time. When the tickets went on sale for Captain America Civil War from the Draft House, I immediately bought a ticket with the glasses, with the special book for the Thursday night show at 11 p.m.
When are
Like
you
it has to
seeing
be
it?
late show after the boys go to sleep. And I was like, yes, of course I'm going to lose
Okay.
sleep to see Captain America
Yeah.
and not have it ruined and just get it. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm also a little bit concerned that because of my heightened expectations after the second one blew me away because I went in with lowered ones, it may not meet it. Because, you know, there are a lot of those memes out there where it's like the Civil War comic book was, you know, hundreds of heroes and villains all going at it. And this one, we've got about 10 people in a large airport, you know, kind of going at it. I mean, honestly, I've seen bigger fights in an airport. Less superpowers, but more people.
More sparring,
So,
too.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just a given. I don't think Sparrow has been licensed for the MCU.
Yeah,
And that's a good thing.
You know.
So
those properties belong to Fox, okay? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
The Sparrow movie license.
So I am out of 10. I cannot wait to see what they do with the story. The comic is one of the all-time great comic stories. But I'm not expecting them to be truthful to it. I think, you know, just like with the other ones, they're going to pull some of the important nuggets. But I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
What about you, Mr. Watson?
I am as well, right? Because I was so impressed with the Russo brothers in Cap 2, right? And so, benefit of the doubt, the reviews are looking good. Interested in seeing how they pull off Spider-Man and Black Panther, 2 new characters to the show.
Yes.
I can't see it on Thursday. I'm traveling back from Boston on Thursday. I have my tickets for Friday night. Really excited about seeing it. You will not talk to me for 24 hours, Ryan, until I see the movie.
You better just block me.
I already did. But I'm stoked. And, you know, look, that you know, you bring up the Russo brothers, guys. You know, I mean, this could be 2 great movies in a row they directed. We have them coming up with Infinity Wars. If they can knock out that, could they become like a preeminent directing team, right? I mean, what would you like to see them do? You know, I mean, like, I'd like to see them do something original, like Christopher Nolan going out and doing Inception after The Dark Knight. Like, I want to see their take on something completely new and different because they really know how to tell a story. All right, great commentary, guys.
No,
Tom, what you got?
absolutely right.
What'd you say?
I said it's very surprising if you know their background. They were like
Community,
sitcom
right?
writers.
I mean, like they wrote for Community and directed.
So, I was a bit distracted
They
because
made
I
the jump
discovered
from that.
Jenny's
to-
actually live on Periscope
noticed
while
that, too.
we're over here on Blab. Yeah. And so I went on just to talk some smack on her, saying, like, what's up with that? Like, clearly
Jenny
you have
made an
access and
episode.
not
She
joining
made the
us.
episode. I saw a picture of her, right? That's awesome.
There you go.
Jenny just
There's
joined. She
Jenny.
just joined.
There she is.
She
Look at
is. For
this.
those on the podcast, she joined the chat thread. Like she can't talk, which is ideal for me because I could just not look at that part of the screen and Jenny won't be there. It's amazing.
See, look at Jenny. We replace you with another J. It's the Jimmy.
Jimmy.
So yeah, that's what we
But
did.
much like you, he's impossible, right? I mean,
Oh.
okay. All right. So let's go to predictions. Let's go to predictions.
All right, predictions.
Hi from Miami from Jenny. Okay. Hi, Jenny.
Hi,
Okay.
Jenny.
Jenny, you can
Jenny from
jump
Miami.
in with your answers if you can hear. Okay.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, Jenny
Right.
Newman. Is
Jenny
that how
from
you say it?
Miami. Hello.
Wow.
It's like Larry King. Okay. So first prediction, guys. We'll just do a real quick round. Who dies? More than one, none? What you got? Jimmy, who dies in this movie? Somebody's got to die.
I'm hoping it doesn't stay faithful to the Civil War comic, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure. I guess the odds are going to be on Hawkeye, but
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. No. I thought Watson said a superhero.
Oh! He needed 14 arrows. He only had 13.
Oh, so close.
I
What a
don't know that any of them die in conflict with each other for sure.
Mhm.
I don't know if there's something with. We know Baron Zemo is in there somewhere. I don't know if maybe Winter Soldier bites it. I don't know.
They could sign Sebastian Stan to a big multi-picture deal. He's not
That
going
could have been
anywhere.
a head fake. Ryan likes the head
Yeah.
fakes. Ryan, what you got?
Because everyone stays dead in comics now.
Yeah, no. The
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
dies is coming back. But
Yeah. It's not that stays dead, but does die.
Mhm.
I think that I would put money on Cap dying at the end. I think that it is it's true to the story. That's not the real reason why you do it. You do it so that he is not as much of a factor in Infinity War. And that it also would become a huge plot point for Tony as to why he would also not necessarily want to be involved anymore, right? And that being a nice ending point to the war. I think that actually could end the war, as opposed to in the comic book it happens after.
And they're setting it up with Crossbones as well.
Right. I mean, I think that killing him is the right choice for the story, and of course he'll be back because it's Chris Evans. What else can he do? What else can any of them do, really?
Snowpiercer 2.
Tom, what you got?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure anyone's going to die. I don't think they're going to kill Captain America in a movie titled Captain America.
Batman versus Superman. They killed Superman, as we know from spoilers.
But Batman's name came first. See, the reason I said that is because I don't think, the easy way to say is, well, Thanos will get the Infinity Gauntlet and he'll just resurrect her. But as I said the last time when we talked about Doctor Strange, like, the movies are not quite the same. They haven't really established if the Infinity Stones could do that. And now maybe they can, maybe they can't. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows.
Well, maybe if they have a movie coming up of someone that might be able to cross into like astral realms where they're spirits instead of just people.
Ryan, you're being strange. Stop it.
Okay.
Yes. I get it. They got the rights to Boston Brand the Dead Man from the other guys. Okay.
I think Tom makes a good point, though, about Cap dying in the Cap movie. It's not like he's dying in Avengers 3. Even though it's technically Avengers 3.
You're wrong. This is Avengers 3. 2.5.
I know they show they've had a trailer that shows War Machine going down, but I think Marvel's better.
What kind of trailer are you watching? He's going down? Falling. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry.
Can I take back some of my props from earlier?
No, those are non-refundable high fives.
You got upset with me earlier by saying you were the guy who goes low, and I said you could go lower, and you consistently do.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Watson.
Never disappointed.
Challenge accepted. Okay, I'm gonna go different, right? So because I think it's either Iron Man or Captain America, I'm gonna go Iron Man. I think that the signing. No.
Well, we know Iron Man is in Spider-Man, so it's a quick resurrection.
It's all a head fake.
Please, they can't even pretend to kill Robert Downey Jr., right? I mean, like, he is mainstream Marvel. He is non-geek Marvel.
Although he did. So here's the reason I think that. Because of what you said, because they've announced he's in both of the Infinity War movies, and he just recently said, I'm done with indie movies. I'm just going to be a tentpole guy. I think it's a head fake. I think he's dying in this movie, and he's just covering it up. You heard it here first on Gabbing Geek. Robert Downey Jr. his last performance as Iron Man is.
I smell a bet.
No, that's ridiculous. Odds? If you give me odds, I'll take odds. Dinner versus coffee, I'll take it.
Yes, done.
Nice dinner.
Not soup.
In a place that Sarah would like, not a place that you would like.
I don't think you would like a place that Sarah likes.
That's so vegan. That's true.
Yeah.
But she wants fancy vegan. So I mean, it's got to be expensive.
Expensive vegan. It's gold-plated tofu.
And I will eat peanut butter like it was going out of style. Okay. All right. Next up. Okay. If you guys didn't know, this is called Civil War, and that means two sides fight each other that should be friends. That's what it means. I learned that because my son just had a Civil War history test in 8th grade social studies.
Now, it's true in Texas, this movie is called Captain America, the War of Tony Stark's Aggression.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So you know.
Those damn Northerners, right? I mean, and it was all about states' rights. It wasn't about slavery, you know?
That's right.
So,
not about mutant supers.
Yeah. Literally on the study guide that they gave out in Texas here about the Civil War, slavery was the third reason for the Civil War. It was number 3, okay? States' rights and economic freedom were 1 and 2. Oh my God. Okay. Assuming that somebody wins, because in most comic book fights, they fight and then they realize, oh, there's a worse villain. Let's pretend that they Tom Kelly will be the decider, much like he decided the Fantastic Four did in fact go into space.
No.
Team Iron Man or Team Cap? Who wins the battle?
in the record book, not as a moral victory, but as an actual victory, in
As
that the
Tom
other side
Kelly decides.
Right, the other side takes a knee first. Tony's team wins.
I agree.
Another
He regrets
powerful
it.
team.
He does not feel good, but he wins.
Agreed.
Jimmy, you got Iron Man, Team Iron Man?
I think so. I think similar to the book, I think Cap will stand down.
Okay, all right.
Because just to confirm, Black Panther is on Team Iron Man, right?
Yes, yes.
Like,
Yes.
him standing. So I don't think Black Panther loses the Civil War. Just saying.
You're making me very uncomfortable. I'm very uncomfortable.
I know.
right now.
I know. Go for it. Go for it. Take that on.
I don't have my same car as last time, but the sticker was there. That's right. Tom, who do you think wins?
If they got John C. Reilly to reprise his role as the ghost of Stonewall Jackson that he did in Anchorman 2, but no, that's probably unlikely.
No, he's already in the
There is
MCU.
an
John C.
obscure
Reilly's
thing.
already in the MCU. He's Nova Guard.
He's up in the it's Nova.
Okay.
Yeah.
Team Cap.
I will make it a complete tie. I will go Team Cap
Because
as
it's
well because it's
not called
Captain
Iron
America
Man Civil War.
There you go, Tom. That's my answer as well.
That's the thing
Okay.
that gives me pause for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
There was a
so
movie called Gettysburg where almost everyone died. You guys saw that one, right?
No.
Like, it was in the name. No, Jimmy, you didn't. Gettysburg was a war location.
look,
from
spoilers. I haven't seen the movie Antietam yet. Okay, don't give me the sequel. Okay, I mean,
No.
yeah.
Did you see Lincoln? Stay for the play.
He
sure did.
Other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Okay, so win, lose, or draw, the Avengers will be changed after this, right? And we know that there are 2 Avengers movies coming after this. How do you think, just broad, this is not a yes or no, but like just what do you think the state of the team will be at the end? Will they be kind of united against a common foe? Will they be in disarray and have to make up in the next movie? Or will there be a core team and then some of them will just never like make peace until maybe the second one? Those are kind of the 3 broad options or whatever. Ryan,
Main 6 are gone. Cap is dead. Tony is so upset over it that he hangs up the suit. Thor is off doing his own thing, which is a setup for his own movie. Hulk is still missing in action because that plane can go a really long ways without landing. And Hawkeye and Black Widow are so upset at each other over being on opposite sides of this war, even though they're besties, that they just can't even work together. So neither of them will be on it. All 6 are gone. Avengers are completely new of all the other characters that we've grown to somewhat respect. I wouldn't say we love them. Vision, Scarlet Witch, yay! Ooh, I do weird things with my fingers. But Ant-Man, I like Ant-Man. Yeah. So we're gonna get all the B players.
Yeah, that makes for huge box office draw on.
Well, no, but that's what sets up the first movie to bring them back, right? Because that's the tension.
So is the subtitle to Avengers: Infinity War Part 1 the chase for relevance? I mean, what is that, right?
Yeah. Okay. Bringing your favorites back.
How do you think it ends? Like, where are they in the end?
Who'd you ask that?
Jimmy. Jimmy.
I kind of agree with Ryan. Now, that said, I have a question first. Is there any solo movies besides Thor of the Avengers prior to Infinity Wars?
Just Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, Thor,
Black Panther.
Oh yeah, Captain Marvel got
Captain
bumped.
Marvel's in the middle, I think.
Black Panther. Yeah,
okay.
Captain Marvel's
right. Captain Marvel's
2.
between 1 and 2. That's right.
Well, it doesn't sound like Ryan knows that Thor, his next movie, is basically him and the Hulk in a buddy cop movie. It sounds like. So
that's awesome. I love it.
So he's not on that plane, and so. But
he flew all the way to Asgard.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah.
A lot of frequent
I
flyer
agree
miles
with Ryan
there,
to a
guys.
degree. I think that if the team is broken up, there's no Avengers. Like, it's not Vision and the B-listers. I think the Avengers are done. Infinity War
Okay.
brings them back together.
and they have to rebuild.
I think what's going to happen is
okay, that's good.
There will be the scattering. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not convinced the Cap is going to die. I'm not as convinced Iron Man's going to die either. But I think that whatever happens in Thor Ragnarok, which is the next Thor movie, Thor is going to come back with more knowledge of the Infinity Stones. Maybe he's going to have a run-in with Thanos. Maybe he's going to get his head handed to him because he's coming. Thanos is coming to claim the gem that's sitting in the Asgardian vault. Maybe Loki confesses a few things. Who knows? But so Thor comes back, possibly with the Hulk, goes to rally the Avengers because he's got the gang back together and finds out they're scattered, and that's going to be a real problem right there. And so the movie will probably end with the original team more or less reuniting for maybe one last mission when they really need to, with whoever else they can drag along for help. Maybe a Spider-Man, maybe a dare I say it, a Daredevil. Who would be absolutely useless in a cosmic battle of that nature.
Yeah. Yep.
So would Hawkeye.
Black Widow.
So would Scarlet. I mean,
but at least Black Widow could at least ride a motorcycle and then be swapped out for a better male action figure. When the toys
I could probably just put on like a Robin costume, a nice bright red and green thing, so that he could be like cannon fodder man, so they could just spot him very easily and let him draw the fire of whoever's around.
Oh, so you're saying Bucky is going to have a dominant role?
Nice.
This is good.
Yeah. That's right. I agree with Tom. I think the Avengers will be disassembled, and I think they'll have to be reassembled in the next film.
No.
But I mean, no, don't Johnny Five. Next question. This is a quick hitter. Yes or no? I don't need much more than that. Maybe a sentence. Spider-Man is in this movie. He's on loan from. This is Sony? Yes, Sony. On loan from Sony. Definitely part of the Marvel universe, but I haven't won my bet yet. But I will. Does Spider-Man appear in this movie? I've heard that he appears in about 10 minutes of screen time. He's not just a cameo. It's like he's in the film.
Yes.
Does he appear without his mask?
I think they've already.
Yes or no, Jimmy?
This might be slightly spoilery, but
okay.
I think they've already said that there's a scene that Tony Stark comes to offer Peter a job. So, and Sally Field is in the movie as Aunt May.
Oh,
so
cool.
I thought Marissa Tomei was the new.
Oh, sorry, Marissa Tomei. Yes, sorry, Ryan. Marissa Tomei.
No, not Sally Field. Marissa
really?
Tomei was in this one,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Ryan. Well, now, yes. I mean, thanks for ruining it with bring your facts into my game, Jimmy. Marking that.
I'll say this for you, Watson.
Tom, do you want to go no?
Prince being 57-year-old, Marissa Tomei is now Aunt May.
She's still freaking smoking hot, though.
Yeah, but
Marissa Tomei is freaking hot still to this day.
I'm stocky and Jewish, so I have more of a chance with her than you do.
Fantastic.
So
she likes bald guys, though, Ryan.
I can work with that.
Kind of funny guys.
I will shit. No, you couldn't. You shave your head, you'll have like a pro tomorrow, Ryan. You can't get rid of that. Okay. Another one that probably ruin Jimmy. Okay. Ryan. Will Thanos be in this movie? Regular movie, post-credit?
Post-credit, absolutely. And he'll have a better line than, fine, I'll do it myself. Wah, wah. Yeah.
Post-credit.
That was a bad line. Yes. Tom?
Post-credit, I'm going to say they're going to have, I'll say
post-credit? Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, I got no. I'm going to say that Thanos is not in this one.
I don't know anything. I'm going to say no.
Jimmy, what do you know?
There's no mention of the Infinity Stones. Period.
No Infinity Stones. Wow.
Okay, Jimmy, that was our next question. So, Jimmy, our next question is, will the Infinity Stones appear? Welcome to the podcast, Jimmy. I usually say Genie, but I'm gonna go with Jimmy.
Definitely no reference.
So Jimmy says no reference to the Infinity Stones. Master of the segue. Jimmy, you segue. You don't just steal the next question, okay? Ryan,
No, totally
is Jimmy
wrong.
right or
Totally wrong.
Jimmy right or
Because
wrong?
this is a movie that has more than one Avenger in it, so Loki's staff has to come up, and that has an Infinity Stone in it. Absolutely, Loki staff. Or here's the other way that we could actually technically say that Jimmy's already lost. Vision's in the movie, and he is an Infinity Stone.
But that doesn't mean they
So-
mention it.
That's actually correct, Ryan, because it is true that Vision has an
new
Infinity Stone,
Infinity
but he
Stone.
got it from
No.
Loki's scepter. So there's no
Right,
need to bring out Loki's scepter because it's already out for all to see, right? Tom?
But either way,
Forehead
that's-
it is.
So okay, other than Vision, Tom, other than Vision,
Oh, new. Wow, that's-
or
No,
anything new,
I
any
think
new
that
Infinity
the
Stones?
Infinity Stones are going to be saved for Doctor Strange and maybe Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor.
I go no. I think Doctor Strange, and then I think the last one
I agree with that.
will be
Yep.
Infinity Wars Part 1. So I agree, but I think that the last one will be in the first one. Okay, all right.
I have one
that was
question,
3
actually.
questions from
I
now,
wanna-
so
I
had
wanna
to skip
prop
ahead, Jimmy.
No, it's not. It's a prop bet, right? So here, because
Is it on this list?
really interesting. If this is only
I'll allow
if
it.
Captain
I'll
dies,
allow it.
right? Steve Rogers dies. I think, as we all know, the mantle of Captain America must be picked up. Who becomes Captain America? Because it could be Rhodey's an outside chance. We've got Falcon and we've got Bucky,
Black Widow.
right? Who? Yeah, come on now.
Captain Rooski.
We
there.
still. This is. It's still Marvel Studios,
No,
right? So
that'll never sell toys,
yeah, Target
Jimmy.
won't have that. So who becomes Captain America if Steve Rogers dies?
Daisy Ridley.
I think there's an argument now for Falcon
Bucky.
since he's the current Captain America. But I would think they'd go with Sebastian Stan and have Bucky step up. That's right.
Because they're sexist
So you're
and
going
they're
with Bucky
racist.
as well?
Okay, the answer is Bucky.
Okay.
Well, to follow the story, it would be
I
Bucky,
am.
though. There is this part of me
Tom?
rush rather it be Falcon because I think Anthony Mackie is just much more fun on screen than Sebastian Stan.
Yeah. I think the way that they're setting up the
Oh,
story,
I
it
love
has
him.
to
I
be
love
Falcon,
him. I think he's
actually,
fantastic.
because Bucky
Okay,
is too
all right.
much on the outs for him to not only be so in that now he's captain. Like, oh, really? Sorry, we killed your friend, so now you can take the shield.
Well, I don't know, because Captain's becoming anti-establishment in this movie. He's opposing the government. That
But
would
then
be
it's
the
not
second
Captain
way
America,
to like
right?
make
And then
Captain
it's
America.
what was the name
this,
that
like,
Steve Rogers
radical
took when he was no
icon,
longer
right? I mean,
Cap?
he could be-
Nomad.
It's
No,
a captain.
Nomad.
Was it? No.
And
Nomad.
as well.
Nomad. That's what I was thinking. Nomad. Yeah,
Captain.
that's yeah.
First was
No, no,
Nomad,
well,
later
he's
was the
been both.
captain.
But
At some point, it's probably Mr. Rogers.
That's good. In the land of make believe,
Hmm.
he.
Jack
Who
Monroe.
like who became Nomad later? Was it Rick Jones or was it
as
somebody
the
else?
second Bucky?
Also
Okay.
killed by the Winter Soldier.
That's what it was. It was the second.
Wow.
one.
Well, to be
Man.
fair, Jack Monroe was
Do
pretty much
not
dying
take the
anyway,
man's
so.
stuff. Okay,
True.
he doesn't like it. Okay,
Mm.
post-credit scene. Okay, there will be a post-credit scene or two. Give me your realistic thing on what you think the post-credit scene will be, and then give me a bold prediction of like they're going to go crazy and have this be the
Realistic. It is a
post-credit
setup
scene.
for Doctor
Ryan,
Strange.
you go first.
It is a nice segue, and yeah, and they're going to have the best
I
choice
agree
of
with that.
footage for
It
that.
is
So I
about-
can
yeah,
see that as
I
being
agree
like
with
the
that.
first one. And then for the outside shot at the end, and I still think there's a Thanos
Right.
mid one to also help set that up. And my outside chance is Marvel pulls off a complete shocker. They stun the world that not only have they already cast Captain Marvel, but they're going to show her in a scene, and it will be the first time that's revealed to all of us. And geeks around the world will be like, "What?" And we'll be very, very happy coming out of that. No, sorry,
And it will be Emily
They
Blunt.
they don't have my
right?
Red
Please tell
Rising
me
budget.
that.
They can't afford her.
That's a different kind of
No.
smoking blunt.
Okay. They can't.
Um,
Tommy?
I'm gonna
Tommy.
echo
Tom,
Ryan.
what
Say
you
they
got?
set up Doctor Strange, or at most set up the next Avengers.
I agree.
Outside, I think they'll do something to set up the Black Panther movie.
I think that's the whole movie.
Show the Black Panther go back to Wakanda and
Well, I
have
don't think
something
that's
fall in his lap that will lead to that film. I think that's a good.
So he's on a plane, and the stewardess drops like a tray on his lap. Oh, I must have movie.
I mean, I'm wondering like how much we're going to actually see.
I was thinking he was at a club and there was a dance in his lap.
We hear, could the post-credit scene be? Oh, by the way, this technological paradise is Wakanda. They got free Wi-Fi for everybody.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I don't think that's too much of a stretch, but
I think the obvious one is Doctor Strange.
Jimmy, what you got?
Possibly they show something from Thor Ragnarok. Sorry, Watson.
Dang, Jimmy, that was mine.
Is it? I imagine like a bar scene on Asgard, and like there's a ship coming in with Thor, and Howard the Duck is at one of the bars, and he's like, "Oh, look at that! Here comes Thor."
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Then I have to go out on a limb. Okay, I'll go. I think we all say Doctor Strange is the most likely, realistic one, right? Because that's the next movie, and that's a tease. Thanos could be good. I'm going to go for my bold prediction. I think that they're going to show in the first one, the realistic one, it's Doctor Strange.
Watson, are your boys okay? It sounds like they're killing each other.
Final post-credit scene.
I'm just amazed that Doctor Strange is playing Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay.
That is fantastic. He's got all these spells. He can be anybody.
The shocking one, though, is that in the final one, they're going to show Benedict Cumberbatch as Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Finally, the crossover that we've all
That's my bold prediction. Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
I got a question for the group. I just saw
and
this
that's the
here.
game. Okay. All right. That's the
game. Ant-Man's in the movie, and William Hurt is reprising his role from.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Watson going over to clearly yell. And I actually want him to yell at them on the podcast. That's funny. Okay. They've already been in the episode. So, okay, I'm sorry. Continue. Ant-Man. Yeah,
okay,
Ant-Man.
So Ant-Man's in the movie. We know that. So is Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, though now apparently he's out of the military and is now Secretary of Defense or something. How do you guys feel about a surprise new hero identity in the form of either a giant man or a Red Hulk?
I think Red Hulk would be a stretch. I could see Ant-Man going giant, especially in the fight. Actually, that would also be a nod to the comic book. But let's hope it doesn't go that far.
Well, they're going to sequel for Paul Rudd. It's not.
Right, exactly. But yeah, Red Hulk would be interesting.
Will the Wasp appear?
Ooh, good one. Why not?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good
commentary. No. That was captivating podcasting right there. That was.
I can't refute that. Yeah.
How about she shows? You know what, Jimmy? I'm taking that. She shows up, and then it's the Wasp, looking. What are these guys doing? They're so dumb. And then it pans over, and there's Captain Marvel standing right next to it, and her. I mean, the costume, and it's Starbuck from Battlestar.
My choice.
Yeah.
And then, but
meanwhile,
still,
Jenny is probably bawling.
No action figures at all. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bing bong.
From the very beginning. Yeah. As soon as Captain dies.
There.
Yeah.
When Cap just fades away at the end.
All right. Well,
I think we're gonna have to postpone the next bit because we've already hit an hour. Yeah. We are, but that was.
I think so. I think we're long. We're long. Okay.
Yeah. Well, hey, why don't we tell people how they can reach us?
Time for us to finish.
All right.
Jenny's back.
Hour
so
two
that
with
it's
Jenny.
the perfect time to leave. Mr. Watson, why don't you tell people how they can reach you on the social medias? Mr. Tom Kelly.
Witty Watts on Twitter.
www.gabbinggeek.com.
That's right. The brand new
74. A wonderful redesigned site that is much fancier and.
Yeah, all there. Jimmy, how can people reach you ever?
Tag all the stories at Gabbing Geek, not written by Tom.
Very nice,
That's
very nice.
props.
Or anything with Spider-Man spelled correctly
That's
on it.
correct.
And you can reach me at Some Geek Lawyer. You can reach all of us at Gabbing Geeks, or email us at gabbinggeek@gmail.com, or heading over to gabbinggeek.com because it's a brand new site, same awesome content, but it looks much slicker and there's images and they're rotating and it's happy, and we're going to have lots of fun stuff moving forward. In fact, there may be people watching on right now, like the Blab on there, because now we can actually embed these into posts. It's amazing technology.
Wow.
Well, hey, fantastic episode 62. Let's find out what we learned today. We learned, and Jenny, you're going to have to learn this by listening to the replay, but women don't even like Ripley's shoes. That's why, they... No market at all.
This is going to be gold.
Yeah. Here comes the Jenny Rage
Jenny,
over in the
you're
chat
not gonna
section.
be
It's
happy with this
awesome.
episode.
Yep, they don't like it. You're going to have to go back and find out why. The second thing that we learned, Jenny is just too cool to join us. Except for like coming in right at the end and just dropping in, oh, I'm at South Beach. And she's there with Kanye.
Party in the City was on.
Yeah.
All night.
Success here by the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jenny may be the girl with the good hair.
That's right. Just like the Target.
I'm saying Jenny may be the girl with the good hair.
She's a soap rock star like her and B. Arthur.
That's the you guys don't even know. Jimmy knows. He gets it. Third thing that we learned today, Captain America: Civil War is going to be awesome. It just is. We're going to have so much fun. Especially, you know what? Thank goodness. Here's the one good thing. I'm going to say it. Good thing about Bat Soup is that it cleansed the palate. Now we are going in thinking, hey, remember Bat Soup? This is not Bat Soup, right? It doesn't have to compete with Deadpool. It has to compete with Martha. So
it's
70
becomes 90.
Oh, yes, we are. I can even see it on yours, Tom, and you're invisible.
All right.
So, hey, fantastic conversation for episode 62. Be sure to join us for episode 63. But until then, that's those of us here at Gabbing Geek reminding you, you just started a war.